It is a pleasure to be with you on the 6:15. I'm Kijan Henry Atimbe. Welcome. Law enforcement officials carried out simultaneous strike on 3 neighborhoods in Yaoundé. Hard drug dealers and car theft suspects were harmed during the operation. And Prime Minister Dr. Joseph Jean-Couté has promised the mobilization of 2.5 billion CFA francs for the reconstruction and development of the northwest and southwest regions of the country. He was speaking as he wrapped up his walking visit to Buea. And thousands of students across Cameroon began the written part of the BEPC examination. And these newscast, our reporters will take us into the examination centers as the student confronted 4 subjects this day. Top stories. Can check us on our respective platforms on Canal International for consultation. It was a turbulent weekend for many residents around Emana, Mesasi, Etudi and Ngumu neighborhoods in Yaoundé following simultaneous strike actions conducted by the law enforcement officials. Suspected dealers in hard drugs, motorbike, car theft and weapons were arrested. The operations were carried under the supervision of the Gendarmerie Legion Commander for the Central Region. As you tell us, Beatrice Nkamo.
Arrested in Yaoundé and Ngumo after a discreet operation conducted by security forces. The tense faces, shifted eyes and tight bound-faced suspects are mostly linked to drug trafficking, illegal possession of weapons, lack of ID cards or even acts of grand banditry. Some 133 persons, the big catch.
Et mettre hors état de nuire les individus qui sèment le trouble dans la ville.
The gendarmerie had a dual objective for this operation, which was commanded by hierarchy. 3 sites were thoroughly searched simultaneously. First, Emana, a popular neighborhood in Yaoundé, where several individuals were caught after putting up fierce resistance. There, motorcycles, a vehicle, a firearm, and especially large quantity of drugs were seized. The operation allowed for the dismantling of a well-established network of dealers in the area. At the Etudi Abattoir area close by, the strike was similar, but the atmosphere was even more mystical. The law enforcement agents seized Indian hemp, daggers, and also a series of charms, supposedly used to protect themselves from arrest. Heading to Ngumu, another figure in local trafficking fell. A major dealer, well known in the region, was caught with drugs. The population here celebrated the victory by the National Gendarmerie.
Ça va nous faire vivre en paix.
These security operations are successful thanks to the collaboration with the population.
Merci pour les populations qui continuent à nous renseigner. Nous allons continuer à multiplier ces opérations.
Renewed commitment for security and serenity in Yaoundé and its environs.
Thanks very much, Beatrice Ngamo. Meanwhile, camel fuel and goods coming from neighboring Nigeria. The operations led to the seizure of over 100 sealed containers of fuel that was destined to Cameroon. More indeed with the update.
The intercepted goods believed to have been en route from Nigeria to Cameroon were seized during a routine patrol aimed at combating illicit maritime activities. The operation underscores the ongoing challenges faced by the Cameroonian authorities in combating smuggling and ensuring maritime security. The seized items are estimated to be worth millions of francs CFA.
Products coming in by importation were regulated and taxes are paid by the companies that import. So contraband products coming into the country will escape these different taxes and custom fees paid into the government coffers, and that causes a lot of loss by our government.
The seizure, comprising approximately 100 containers of 200 liters each filled with fuel, 50 containers of 5 liters of vegetable oil, 4 bales of disposable diapers, and a lot more.
Nous avons eu un renseignement d'une personne crédible qui nous informe l'arrivée d'un bateau de fortune en provenance du Nigeria.
Authorities have presented the confiscated goods to the press and announced that the case will be forwarded to the state prosecutor for further legal proceedings. The incident highlights the persistent issue of smuggling along the Cameroon-Nigeria maritime corridor and the efforts by Cameroonian forces to address it. It should be noted, Cameroon's maritime security forces have intensified patrols and surveillance in response to increasing smuggling activities along its borders. The seizure is part of a broader strategy to enforce trade regulations and ensure the safety and integrity of the country's maritime domain.
And more than 100,000 students of the French subsystem of education have begun the written part of the BEPC examination across the country. The students confronted 4 subjects today as they look forward to the one-week exercise. Hyacinth Chow went to some of the examination centers and a report.
Serene and highly concentrated, the young students of troisième in the French subsystem of education embark on the BEPC examination this June 2nd. Here at the Lycée de Chinga Center in Yaoundé, the exercise is unfolding without major hitches.
We're expecting 666 students, and nearly everybody is there. I think we have just about 2 or 3 students who are absent. We cannot really talk of irregularities. As I just said in French, some students were not here at 6:30 as we asked them to come. Some came at 7:30, but they were allowed to enter because a student is late when he comes after 8. So the students are present, the invigilators are present, and the exam is going on well. Nothing bad in particular has happened up till now.
The chief of center moving from one examination hall to another, making sure the invigilators are doing the expected task.
We had a preparatory meeting in view of this exam, and we invited schools that have been attached to Lycée de Chinga. And I gave them instructions from the hierarchy, from my hierarchy, on how this exam is going to be a success. And I think that is what has been applied this morning, and everything is going on smoothly.
4 papers written on this day 1 of the evaluation. Most of the candidates leave the different centers quite optimistic.
It's very good. J'ai bien composé encore essai orthographique. J'espère au moins avoir 17.
La première journée du BEPC était bien, ça s'est passé normalement.
Examination today is very good.
The BEPC exam will be rounded up on Monday, June 9, 2025, across the national territory.
Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Diangote has wrapped up his walking visit to the Southwest region, where he promised the mobilization of 2.5 billion CFA francs for the reconstruction and development of the Northwest and Southwest region. And of course, he equally promised the people of those 2 regions that the reconstruction project will actually speed up development despite the security crisis. Our Southwest Chief Correspondent, Ines Undwabala, reports.
Between 2020 and 2024, 99 schools, 39 health centers, 4 bridges have been rehabilitated, and many other projects carried out in the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon within the framework of the presidential plan for the reconstruction and development of the crisis-hit Northwest and Southwest regions. Prime Minister, Head of Government, during the SIT Steering Committee meeting in Boya, urged partners to come on board for the smooth realization of the 2.5 billion PPDR project.
I want to seize this opportunity to appeal to other donors who have not yet stepped in to see that these efforts not only are giving back the dignity that people have lost, but it is also contributing to eliminating terrorism and acts of banditry in our regions. Wherever these projects have been carried out effectively, we have realized that disturbances have receded.
This session led to the signing of a 1 billion agreement between the Kumba City Council and Boisson du Cameroon.
We couldn't call it a stadium because there wasn't even, or there isn't even a grandstand for people to sit and watch football. And that's why I made it very clear in my speech that, this amount of money will kickstart the project of a grandstand where the Kumba denizens can at least sit. It will be the first. We must say that.
The Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Dion Kuti, highlights that the partnership agreement of the construction of the Kumba Municipal Stadium is the beginning of peace in the Southwest region.
Over 6 government ministers are here, so it's not just any other steering committee meeting. It's a special one, and it's a reflection of the importance of not just giving account, but using this opportunity to sign an MOU between the city of Kumba, the PRD, and Boisson du Cameroun for the stadium. At
the end of the meeting, press gave clarity on projects which are carried out.
Meantime, the Minister of Industries, or Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development, has urged the Chamber of Commerce to take center stage in driving economic change. He was speaking during the official installation of Christophe Eken as the president of the Cameroon's Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Craft for another 4-year mandate. Ambo Gladys Diba.
In a country brimming with mineral wealth, Cameroon is shifting gears from untapped potential to active production, and at the heart of this transition is the Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Crafts, now under new leadership. Christophe Eken begins his 2024 to 2028 mandate with a strong charge from the Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development. Speaking in Douala, June 2nd, 2025, Minister Fu Callistus Gentry called on the Chamber of Commerce to reorientate the industrial sector and champion import substitution, a policy now central to Cameroon's economic strategy.
Today, Cameroon is a net exporter of tiles. Today, we have 3 new cement factories to inaugurate. And today, in a few days, we orientate this sector and make sure that Cameroon orientates Africa in a rightful place where our subsoil, our industries, our agro potential is transformed on this continent.
The Chamber of Commerce is doing a good job to bring young people to be involved in production of goods. So by making that, we will limit importation.
The installation takes place alongside the Chamber's Constitutive Plenary Assembly, a key moment in its governance calendar.
160 members will get the election to elect a member of the Executive Bureau, the Vice President, the Rapporteur, the Treasurer, and also the delegate, because we are in the 10th delegation of the Republic.
The installation follows an electoral process that began in July 2024 and concluded with Christophe Eken's appointment on May 19, 2025, a bold new phase for a country in full expansion and a fresh mandate to march.
And in politics, Pierre Kwemo is the flag bearer of the Union of Socialist Movements, that is the UMS party, for the upcoming presidential election. The UMS presidential hopeful was acclaimed by delegates to the convention or congress during the weekend that took place in Yaoundé. Representatives of other political parties were equally present, as you report, Patrice Nkamo.
As the months to the presidential race closes up, the Union of Socialist Movement, UMS party, has made known their flag bearer for the upcoming elections. The mobilization, grand scale, during the weekend at the Yaoundé Conference Center. Militants and sympathizers of the Union of Socialist Movement from all 10 regions answered present at the extraordinary Congress of the UMS. Important moment for the center-left political party, founded in 2011 by Pierre Kwemo, after a split from the Social Democratic Front, the SDF party. Pierre Kwemo, the sole candidate registered with the Secretariat, was invested by acclamation. Their project for the society centers around 4 pillars.
La justice sociale et écologique, la souveraineté politique, l'économie autocentrée et la solidarité nationale.
The hall was filled with numerous presidents and leaders of political parties with undeniable credibility, traditional and religious leaders, and representatives from the civil society organizations. Their presence adds credibility to the Congress. Speeches on the occasion emphasized on the importance of unity within the opposition to rally behind a consensus candidate.
L'élection présidentielle vient pour la solution en commun des problèmes du Cameroun.
Le changement, il commence aujourd'hui avec l'UMS. Nous voulons le bien pour notre pays.
The event was marked by a festive atmosphere with performances by traditional dance groups and artists. With party flag on one hand and Cameroon flag on the other, militants and sympathizers expressed their desire for change through the ballot box this 2025.
With the Feast of the Ram just days away, the usual bustling ram market or sheep market is witnessing a very unusual slew of activities. Buyers are holding back as they cry of a surge or in the cost of ram. Sherifa Saleh took us through the ram or the sheep market in Douala.
A noticeable calm has replaced the normal pre-Eid rush. Vendors watch quietly over their forks while potential buyers come and go, many leaving without making a purchase. The cause is clear: the sharp rise in ram prices this year. Last year I bought a healthy ram at an affordable price. Today I can't find anything within my reach, and I want to do the sacrifice, but it's looking less and less possible. I hope before the day I'll be able to get myself one.
C'est le plus grand sacrifice qu'Allah subhanahu wa demandé.
Vendors, for their path, insist the blame doesn't lie with them. They point to a mix of economic and logistical challenges that have driven up costs. Rising transportation expenses have made it more difficult to move animals from rural herding zones into the city. Feed prices have gone up significantly, largely due to inflation and supply issues. We understand the frustration, but it's not greed. We paid more to bring these animals from the north. Feed is more expensive. Transport costs have doubled. We are just trying to recover our money. Some families are already adjusting to the situation by pulling money to buy a single ram for multiple households or switching to smaller, less costly ones. Despite the challenges, traders remain cautiously optimistic.
Thanks very much, Sherifa Saleh. Of course, trend cuttings for this edition of 6:15 Weeks with me, Kejan Henriette Emir. Thanking you for being there with us. Coming up is Sleepy Jew with the brief, the actuality. And of course, Sleepy Jew and panelists will handle the issue of identification badges in taxis for security purposes. From all of us, it's goodbye.